Okay, welcome everybody. It's April 2nd. I hope everybody had a good April Fool's Day. And it's time for the help desk. So this is the clapboard. My name is Jim Cerny. I'm vice president, one of the vice presidents of STUG. And it's my pleasure to host the help desk at this time from 6:30 to 7 every time prior to our regular monthly meeting. And we're getting a good attendance today. Thank you very much for coming. And I hope you have some good stickler questions for us. And so I'd like to take the time now to open it up to anybody that has a question or an issue that they need some help with or anything at all.
Yes, Jim.
Yeah, James McIntyre, you're highlighted. Go ahead.
Okay, I'd like to ask a question. And I got interested in Copilot after reading Phil Sorrentino's article in this month's Monitor. So I got it and started trying it, and I experienced some difficulties. When I type in the question, it responds by typing the answer. And most times it made a little bit of sense anyway. But if I use the microphone to give the question, then the Copilot starts trying to say what I have said on the microphone, but it doesn't say it well. It just stammers and stutters for a while, and the typing that it does is the same thing. And he doesn't give a satisfactory answer at all. So I just wonder, is there something wrong with my Copilot, or what does that seem like to people who have some experience with it?
I do not use Copilot. Does somebody else have experience with Copilot?
I have not experienced what you're talking about at all. A lot of it has to do with how you word your question. So that might be where you want to spend your time trying to come up with a good way to do that. And usually you're going to ask it just like you would be asking Jim or me or Drew.
Yes, that's what I did too. A very simple question. Like I could ask it, what is the population of Sarasota, Florida? And it started saying, what, pop, yep. That was the answer.
No, that should do it much better than that.
I know that, but
Something's wrong.
what can I do to solve it?
Do you turn your computer completely off and completely back on again?
Yes.
I know
Okay.
one thing that you can try, instead of hitting the microphone button, put the cursor in that search box and then press the Windows menu key and the letter H, and it will open the Windows dictation, and then you can talk into it that way, and it might work better for you.
Do you have any other problems with your voice going through your microphone to other people other
No.
than Copilot?
No, none at all.
Okay.
Uh,
And you said that the response from Copilot is different if you speak the question using a microphone versus entering the text of the question.
That's correct. With a type, if I type in the question, the answer is reliable and there, printed up. But if I say it verbally, it tries to repeat what I've said, apparently, but doesn't speak it well. And then he starts giving the answer also in just parts and pieces. And the writing is the same way, parts and pieces of writing.
But
Thank
only when you speak the question, correct?
Yes, when I speak it.
Okay, I think your problem might be with your microphone. It may not be using the correct microphone. You may have more than one and you may not realize it. You may have one with your camera. You may have one built into your computer. And do you use an external camera or one that's built into the computer?
I use an external
Sarah,
camera.
I'm here and ready to help.
But the microphone apparently is with the co-pilot. The picture is of the co-pilot anyway. It could be my, I just don't know about that.
I think Huey's onto something there. It could be your microphone is not picking up your voice correctly. That either it would be a very inexpensive attempt to fix it by just buying a microphone you plug in. I have a headset with a mic built into it. They're not expensive and you can always return it if it doesn't solve the problem.
Okay, but I've got a microphone that I've been using for several years and it's always worked before and it's never had a problem before.
Yeah.
Well, it may not be using that microphone is what my
Yes.
thought is. And if you are you using Windows 10 or 11?
10.
Okay, it shouldn't make any difference, but let
I
me
thought that could be a problem.
it shouldn't be. I'm trying to do too
There's a
many things here.
microphone test you can do on Windows to test your microphone. Have you tried that?
Yes.
Okay.
I would still, in the interim, you can load the Copilot app on your mobile phone and ask it questions.
Oh, let's see, where's the microphone? I don't.
If I may say, most applications have a audio setup. Go into the audio setup of Copilot and make sure that you have the right microphone, and then there should be a test, not the Windows test, but the Copilot setup.
What you want to do is look to see on input how many microphones you have. You can see I've got a lot of them. If I use the wrong one, you can't understand me or it's not very good. So you might want to go into your settings and see what microphone is set up.
Yeah, I think there was a good suggestion to check the app itself for what microphone it thinks it's using.
Oh, and are you using the Copilot app or are you using the website through a browser?
As far as I know, it's the Copilot app. It's what comes with Microsoft 365.
Yeah, but
Oh,
365 could be an application or it could be web-based.
I have no idea.
yeah.
How do you start it?
In the Microsoft Store, there's a Copilot app that's separate from Office 365. That might work better for you.
That's a great idea. If you download the Microsoft Copilot app, it may replace whatever app is that you're using now, and that might be the problem or a solution. Okay, thank you. Let's move on. We have a lot of people attending. There must be some other questions. Who else has a question to stump the band here? You have to unmute yourself.
Anybody?
Kathleen has her
Kathleen
hand up.
Steed, you have your hand. We can't hear you, Kathleen. There you go. Good.
Okay. With the, can I do an Apple question? Is that okay?
We can try.
Yeah.
All right. With the latest version that I downloaded in Photos, they've changed some of the settings, and what used to be erase now has erase and, oh, what's the other word? Anyway, is anybody familiar with the photo settings in the latest latest Apple photo app? One is erase and the other is retouch. I was trying to figure out what the difference is.
Is Bill on the meeting yet?
No.
I can ask him on Saturday.
Yeah,
And
ask him on Saturday.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, sorry we couldn't jump on that one. Let's go to somebody else. Another question from anybody, please. Just unmute yourself. all these people with no questions. You're gonna make me ask a question?
If you have one, go ahead.
I do have one. I found out this week that Microsoft Publisher is going away. Not only will it not be supported, it won't be provided. And I looked up some solutions. What do you do if you can't use Publisher anymore? And there were two basic solutions. One was use Publisher to make a copy of your file as a PDF file so you can print it. And I did that with my return address mailing labels and created a PDF, and it looked good. It looked like it would print on the label paper, the sticky label, through my printer. It looked like it would fit the label fine, and that's great. But you can't edit it. The other solution was they say that everything you could do in Publisher can now be done in Microsoft Word. So I opened up Microsoft Word, and Word would not open a Publisher file.
That's correct.
So what I did is I had it open up the PDF file that I created. And basically what Word seems to do is to open up as if the whole sheet, 8.5 by 11 of my labels, was one photograph. Now, can you edit a photograph? Yeah, but I'm looking for something that will enable me to change my master label and repeat it 30 labels on a page.
And you have to
Now,
get it in the right place so your perforations are correct as well.
Correct. Now, Word, you can create a label easily in Microsoft Word. There's mailings on the menu, and you can click on mailings and do labels, and it gives you many choices. And you can pick the one with 30 labels on a page. But when you go to enter the information, it only allows you to enter plain black text on a white background. And so I asked Google, what about putting in something colorful, a colorful background, or maybe a picture, a small photograph or something. And to my knowledge, what I did, it was a dead end. It was so complicated to do that. I gave up, basically. It's too complicated for me. Does anybody have any ideas about creating mailing labels that are not using Microsoft Publisher to do it?
Well, have you
Well,
tried opening them with other programs like LibreOffice?
No, I have not.
Yeah, LibreOffice doesn't work well with it. I have a couple of suggestions. One is you could get a dedicated PDF editor, get a commercial PDF editor that's
Acrobat. Yeah.
better than the free one. And the other option is you can get a good deal now on Office 2019, and not Office 365 or the one that's a subscription, but just the one that you pay for once and you have it. And that comes with Publisher. And because it's an older version of Office, it's available on the internet at really good pricing.
In fact, I do have that, and I'm hoping that my publisher will never go away. And I was told it will not.
Yeah, if
I
you have
wonder-
the real Office 2019 licensed on your computer, it shouldn't go anywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the date when they're going to stop supporting it is August of 2026. So you got over a year. That's number one. Number two, if you're using it for labels, go to Avery Label website, and they have a built-in program that you can use. You put in the style number of the labels you're using, and it will let you set it up.
Have you ever used it?
Yes.
I've
do.
used
Yeah, it actually works pretty good.
I used
I've
to be
used
an
it also,
executive
I can
admin,
recommend
so
it. Go ahead, Kathy.
I used to be an executive admin, so yeah, I used to use the Microsoft labels through Avery with all their
Yeah,
templates.
I've used the Avery website also, and I can say that I got it to work too.
Hmm.
okay, if I went to Avery and did a label, can I save it to my computer and make changes and load it back into Avery again later? Or does it go away, not in being remembered at all?
You could, I believe you can save them, you can download them. I don't know whether you can save them on their website. I don't recall. It's been a long time since I've done it. But I think I have it on my computer. I think you can download the file and use that
great.
file over again. Yeah.
I save it
Okay.
in Word. I save it in Microsoft Word.
Okay,
There should be directions on how to use it
yeah,
on the
I'll
on
look
the
that
on
up.
the Avery website, and also look on YouTube.
Okay, I think
Okay.
I've used it once many years ago and I think it was fine. But I didn't think I needed it because I had Publisher, so,
Could I speak something?
yeah, go ahead, James.
Okay, I use labels frequently, and I just go to Word and then click on mailings. And it gives you a choice of putting it on envelopes or labels. And then if you click labels, you have options of which labels to pick, and you can pick the Avery so-and-so and whatever. And then you can type it in there and print it up.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been able to do that, but what I'm looking for, my labels, I created the background and a sunset and a little island with a palm tree. You know, I need to carry that over, you know,
Okay, this wouldn't do that.
yeah.
You're way
yeah.
too fancy for me here.
Yeah. If you go to I just went to the Avery website and they have a template for Microsoft Word. And you go there and you tell it what Avery label number you have, and you download a template to your Word. And then when you fill in the labels, you save that as a document on your PC and you'll have them forever. But you're not going to have that fancy background.
There's one for doing
Here's the
business
label I'm
cards as
using
well.
now.
Yeah.
It's not in focus, but you can see I have an island with a palm tree and a sunset, which I like. So it's just my trademark. I don't want to lose my trademark. Okay. Let's go on then to another question. Who has one? Stump the band.
Let's
We have
see.
a few minutes yet.
I have a question.
Okay.
Who on this call that uses or has investigating hearing aids ever heard of a technology called Auracast? Auracast.
Spell that again.
Auracast. Aura cast.
Okay.
It's basically a new Bluetooth technology that is not available on the iPhone yet, but it's available on Android. And it's available in certain model hearing aids. And it's a technology that allows a compatible hardware device to broadcast Bluetooth. So let's say you are at a train station, not today, but maybe at some point, a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road, that train station can set up a Bluetooth broadcast using this Auracast. And when you walk into the train station with your compatible hearing aids, your phone will detect that there's an Auracast broadcast and you can connect to it. And then all of a sudden, you'll hear all of the train announcements about incoming and outgoing trains in your hearing aids rather than having to listen to the overhead speakers.
Yeah, mine are Bluetooth capable, and you have to be in the right environment for them to pick up the Bluetooth, be it a theater or a public place or something where announcements are made.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have insights on hearing aid issues?
Is this what you're talking about, like the telecoil that's used for hearing aids?
Oh, Telecoil is a competitor. No, this is a different technology that uses Bluetooth.
All right.
The T-Coil is a different technology.
I think the T-coil, if I recall correctly, if you were doing your own tour of a museum, they would have what they said was coils, which were emanating the signal right near the area that you were viewing or looking at. And
Yes,
your aides would pick up what the coil was repeating about that, whatever subject you were
exactly,
at.
exactly.
There's
Yeah,
there's
this is
ac-
just different. This is the same thing, but different.
there's actually quite a few venues that have plays and stuff that also used a telecoil.
Yeah, I did a review kind of and a video on the Audion over the counter hearing aid. I've been using them. I never have used a hearing aid in the past, so I don't know how good it is or how bad it is. It's helped me. It's not perfect, but for a couple $100, it's been very good.
I've had mine for a couple of years, and my advice for those people thinking about getting it or having it is your ears actually change. I thought I was going downhill with my hearing, and I got a cold, and after my cold got over, my ears cleared up. So frequently check with your doctor or whoever is your hearingologist and make sure that you get your ears checked out.
Kathleen has her hand up.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I'm not technical with hearing aids, but I did get them last year. I think it's the Audicon, but it was with an audiologist. And they're too complicated for me. I can do things that, cook them to the television and hook them somewhere else. And wherever it is that the audiologist is, they can tell whether I have the hearing aids on or not. In any case, but my question was, this is on, let's see, Google email. Okay. I have just, can't talk today. I have programmed my various categories on the Google email to have a label of what it is, whether it's government or social or advertisements or these, and I have them in different colors. When I set them up, there are 3 or 4 of them that have the same Zoom address. And because of that, I end up getting a label like that. STUG must have some kind of a common address because a lot of my email that's not STUG is labeled and colored STUG. So is there any way to fix this that anybody knows? I look like I keep answering questions at blank wall.
Yeah,
You're more advanced than I am. I don't do that.
yeah, I use labels in my Gmail and I use them to sort my emails. I could color them to color code them. I do not do that because I don't have that many. But I only have one Gmail account. Do you have more than one account, Kathleen? No? Okay.
No. I think I'm just when I put the information in, I think somehow I'm not doing something I should do, or I need to put something in the boundaries when they first ask you about the if it's from, and it must have the words, and it does all of those different kind of labels that they have in it. And I think I must be putting something wrong in one of the labels or not putting something I should, because so many STUGs are, combined with other kinds of labels.
So you set up a bunch of labels in Gmail
Mhm.
and you're coding them, hoping that the Gmail will sort the mail for you and put it in the correct label. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yes, I mean, I did that, but I have the problem of labels coming in that don't belong where they are as a second label.
Labels or emails?
Labels on the emails.
Oh, Jim, what she's referring to are Google labels. They're similar to what you might refer to as a folder. You can put email in a folder, but Google calls it a label.
Yes. But what she's saying is that she's doing some kind of settings with the incoming mail so that Google will put it in the correct folder, what she hopes is the correct folder, when the email comes in, so it doesn't go to your inbox at all. Is that right,
Right.
Kathleen?
Yeah.
Oh, it
Well, what
goes to-
happened, it goes to your inbox too, but it also goes to that label. And you go into mail settings, and there's an option for setting up what they call inbox rules. And you could say all mail that comes from Paul, add label Paul. And it
Yeah,
will,
you go into filtering.
Yeah,
yes,
but they
Yes,
all
yes.
still go to the inbox.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's a step beyond what I do. I always go to my inbox.
It
and
sounds
then
like
I
you may
sort
have,
the-
you may have two different ones set up with the same color.
No, it's not the color. The color's not the problem. It's
Okay.
the labels come in when they shouldn't be there. Like like Google
Yeah,
decides.
you need to put in a few more parameters into your filtering. If it's
Okay.
too narrow or too not enough, everything
Right.
will show up in there. You want to narrow it down a bit so that just what you want goes into it.
and
I was-
what I would do
she
is there's
mentioned
an
that-
email field, and you can put in all mail from Jim
Yeah.
at Google and label it.
Yes, I
Yeah,
was,
what you can do is you right click on it and you select filter messages like these. And then it'll come up with a field of what parameters it's found that are consistent throughout all the emails that you've picked.
So if you look at an incoming email in your inbox, one email, according to you, Kathleen, is an issue for you, is that one email could have 2 or 3 labels put
Mhm.
onto it, right?
Yes, but
Yeah,
Google
then I
does-
agree with the comment of try to narrow it down, put more information in the criteria.
Okay.
To direct it to the
Yeah,
label
and
you want.
the Gmail, Google doesn't have folders. It just uses filters. Or
Just labels, yeah.
it uses labels, sorry. Yeah.
Right.
Well,
All the files are essentially in one folder.
And they're
And they have
pointers,
different labels
essentially.
to them. Yeah.
Right.
thank you all. I will-
It's not the same file structure as it is on the PC.
Yeah.
Oh,
It does take a little getting used to.
I will try looking back again and see if I can specify more parameters, as I think Steve said. So
Yeah, I've
thank
been
you.
trying to get used to using BTRFS file system. That's even more complicated.
Well, thank you for that question. That was really good. And I think you got some good comment answers for you. And I
I
appreciate
wonder
you
also,
asking that.
because I'm so frustrated with Google, oh, actually, it's not Google, it's the Google.
Gmail.
No, not the Gmail. I do the other one with the Google, when you list the people.
Contact?
Contacts.
Yes. Is Apple Contacts better or Google Contacts? Because I'm very frustrated with the Google Contacts.
I would like to hear why. I think I use Google Contacts and I've been very happy with them. I have not used any Apple.
They duplicate a lot of things and it's
Well,
different.
with Google, you can merge them. If it'll list the ones that conflict, and you can pick and choose what you want.
Right, and they put everything together, and sometimes they put addresses in 3 different places. If I have a number of people, like for instance with my apartment, you call the super for this, the repair agency for that, and the lease people, and anyway, everybody has a different company. You have 4 or 5 companies, and there is no place to list each company individually. They're at the very bottom, and then you have to scroll down to the very bottom when there's a field.
Okay. Yeah, I would encourage people to go through their contact list once a year and make sure it's current and look for duplicates.
And don't share it online.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
The
have a customer.
number of programs I've seen that want to use that. I've got this prize for you, and all you have to do is share your contact list. Whatever you do not do that.
Don't do that. Yeah.
I know how you can solve your problem. I have a customer of mine that has an iPhone and a Gmail.
Mhm.
And I don't remember the name of it, but I downloaded an app from the Apple App Store onto her phone that cost, I think, about $5.
Mhm.
And it synchronizes her Apple contacts with her Gmail contacts and bidirectionally. So if she adds one to her phone, it automatically lands on her computer.
Oh, great, okay, all right. I'll
Jim,
look
we
into
need
that.
to
Thank you.
Yep,
cut it.
we're gonna wind it up. Thank you for your questions and your participation, and I'm going to
Okay.
turn it back over to Huey to make the next schedule. He's got some announcements, the schedule and so forth. And I'll turn it over to him, and then we'll get to the speaker for the evening. Thank you all very much.